Dear students, today's topic is conducting system of heart. The heart is made up of cardiac muscles. The ventricular wall are thicker than that of the atrial walls. You know the reason because the ventricle have a great pressure of blood than that of the atria. As the ventricle release the blood to the body, the rhythm of the heart is maintained by a highly specialized cardiac musculature called the nodal tissues that are distributed evenly in the heart muscles. Now, what are the type of nodal tissues? Let's look into it. First type of nodal tissues are the SA node, that is the sinoatrial node. SA node is a small flattened patch of specialized tissue present in the upper right corner of the right atrium. The impulse generated by this node spreads in all directions of the heart. It goes to both the auricles and cause their relaxation and contractions. The second type of nodal tissues are the AV node or the atrioventricular node. The signals which arise from SA node become weak when they reach in the ventricles because ventricles are far away from the SA node. Thus, to strengthen their signal, another mass of tissues is seen in the lower left corner of the right atrium close to the atrioventricular septum, that is, at the junction of ventricle and atrium, which are known as the AV node. This is also known as the pace setter, while the SA node is known as pacemaker. There are third type of nodal tissues called the bundle of His. A bundle of nodal tissues that are the atrioventricular bundle or AV node continue from the AV node which passes through the atrioventricular septa to emerge on the top of the interventricular septum, immediately dividing into a right and a left bundle. This bundle give rise to a network of minute fibers which are myocardial in origin throughout the ventricular musculature of the respective side, known as Purkinje fibers. These fibers, along with the right and left bundles, are called the bundle of His. The Purkinje fiber conduct impulses to all the portions of the ventricular wall of the heart. Now let's look into the working of the nodal tissues. The nodal musculature possesses the ability of generating action potentials without any external stimuli. That is, it is auto-excitable. However, the nodal system generates different number of action potential at different parts in a minute. The SA node can generate the maximum number of action potential, that is 70 to 75 per minute. It is also responsible for the initiation and maintenance of the rhythmic contractile activity of the heart. Therefore, the SA node is also called pacemaker. Our heart normally beats 70 to 75 times in a minute. That is the average of 72 beats per minute. Now let's look into the cardiac cycle. The heart pumps the blood to all the parts of the body. The changes that take place in the heart during one heartbeat together constitute the cardiac cycle. The heartbeat at an average rate of 72 times per minute, the total duration of cardiac cycle is 0.8 second. During a heartbeat, the contraction and relaxation of the atria and ventricle take place. The phase of contraction is known as the systole, while the relaxation phase is called the diastole. Thus, a single heartbeat consists of a systole and a diastole of both the atria and the ventricles. To begin with the cardiac cycle, all the four chambers of the heart are in the relaxed state, that is, they are in the joint diastole condition, during which the blood flows from the superior and the inferior vena cava into the atria and from there to the respective ventricles through atrioventricular valves. The complete cardiac cycle is completed of the following events that take place in the sequential manner. So let's look into the sequence of the cardiac cycle. Atrial systole. A wave of contraction occurs from the anterior to posterior side stimulated by the SA node. The blood flows from the pulmonary vein and vena cava into the left and right ventricles respectively as the tricuspid and bicuspid valves are open. During this time, the blood does not return to the great veins. The semilunar valves are closed. The atrial systole increases the flow of the blood into the ventricle by about 30%, as 70% filling of the ventricle occur passively during relaxation of the ventricles before the atrial contraction. At the end of the atrial systole, there starts relaxation of the atria, that is called the atrial diastole, and the contraction of the ventricle with the ventricular systole simultaneously. The atrial systole occurs for 0.1 second, while the atrial diastole is about 0.7 second. Next comes the ventricular systole. This step involves the simultaneous relaxation of the atria and contraction of the ventricle. As the contraction of the ventricle begins, the pressure of the blood rises in them almost immediately. This rapidly closes the atrioventricular valves in order to prevent the backflow of the blood to the atria from the ventricle. The conduction of action potential to the ventricular side occurs by the AV node and AV bundle, from where the bundle of His transmits it through the entire ventricular musculature. The contraction of ventricles thereby increases the ventricular pressure, causing the closure of the tricuspid and bicuspid valve due to attempted backflow of the blood into the atria. Finally, due to this, the increase in the pressure occurs in the great arteries, that are the pulmonary artery and the aortic arches. So, the semilunar valves guarding the pulmonary artery in the right side and the aorta in the left side are forced open and blood enters through great arteries into the ventricle. When the ventricles relax, the ventricular pressure falls, which causes the closure of the semilunar valve, preventing the backflow of the blood into the ventricles. A further decline in the ventricular pressure opens the tricuspid and the bicuspid valve by the pressure in the atria exerted by the blood, which was being emptied into them by the veins. This allows the blood to move freely to the ventricles once again. The ventricles and atria are now again in a relaxed state, that is in the joint diastole state as earlier. Soon the SA node generates a new action potential and the events described above sequentially repeated to continue the process for the next cardiac cycle. Now there are two important terms related to this topic. One is the heart rate and the other is cardiac output. We have just studied that our heart beats for about 72 times per minute on an average. This concludes that in a single minute, many cardiac cycles are performed. Thus, deducing that duration of a single cardiac cycle is only 0.8 second. So, during each cardiac cycle, that is in one beat, each ventricle pumps about 70 milliliter of blood. This is known as stroke volume. The volume of blood supplied out or pumped out by each ventricle in 1 minute is called cardiac output. We know that in 1 minute the heart beats about 72 times. Thus, the cardiac output will be 5040 milliliter or approximately 5 liter in a normal individual. So, we can say that cardiac output equals stroke volume into the number of beats per minute. It is to be noted that the body has the ability to alter the stroke volume as well as the heart rate and thereby the cardiac output. Like for example, athletes has much higher cardiac output than the normal man. Now move on to the heart sounds. During each cardiac cycles, two prominent sounds are produced which can be easily heard by a stethoscope. Stethoscope is an instrument used for the amplification of sound. This device allows to hear sound and pulse of an individual. The basic reason for this production of the sound is the closure of the various valves. The sounds that the cardiac system produces during each heartbeat are as follows. They are the lub and the dub. Lub is the first heart sound produced when the interatrioventricular valves, that are the bicuspid and the tricuspid valve, are closed. This marks the end of the atrial systole and the beginning of the ventricular systole. While the second sound is dub, it is the sound which is produced when semilunar valves of the aorta and the pulmonary artery get closed. This marks the end of the ventricular systole. So students, this was all about today's topic. In the next video, I will discuss about ECG and a reading of ECG, the significance of ECG and the various type of disorders related to heart, and how can we understand the various type of disorders related to heart by viewing the electrocardiogram. So stay tuned with me. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.